All right, let's talk about the Los Angeles Chargers. Look, football is finally back. We're now just a day and a little extra away from finally kicking off week 1 of the regular season for the Chargers. Incredible matchup between the Chargers and Dolphins, two up-and-coming top contenders in the AFCs. And Chargers just got great news ahead of this matchup that I think will tilt the game in their favor.
Yeah, Nick, I think this big news for the Chargers could help influence the score of the final score of the game this week. I think it's going to be really big for them. So Chargers fans, stay tuned to this video if you want to know what is going on. But we're getting into it this Sunday, 4:25, facing the Miami Dolphins. I want to know in the comment section below, even after this news, maybe change your opinion. What is the score of the game going to be? How many points will the Chargers score? Are they going to beat the Dolphins? Gotta let us know in the comment section below. But Nick, let's get on into it. What's going on, I guess, with the Dolphins, really?
Yeah, so obviously this is anytime you go into a matchup like this between two very good teams. Obviously you're looking at two playoff teams last year, two great young quarterbacks, a lot of veteran talent. A lot of times it's who's available in those key matchups, and the Dolphins are going to be without one of their key players. Miles, if you want to go ahead and throw up the report from ESPN, I will read from it. All right, Dolphins left tackle Terron Armstead will miss the team's season opener against the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday as he continues to work his way back from back, knee, and ankle injuries. Armstead was already working his way back from off-season knee surgery when he injured a leg during a joint practice with the Houston Texans on August 16th. He was carted back to a locker room, and he has not practiced since. Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel noted Friday morning that it was Armstead's plan to play in Week 1, but he needed to protect the player from himself. All right, that's obviously kind of code of we're not going to play this guy. You saw this with the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday night kickoff. Travis Kelce reportedly wanted to play. The Chiefs were like, no, you're not playing. Long story short, though, Armstead appears to not be playing for the Dolphins against the Chargers. Obviously, this is a massive advantage for the Los Angeles Chargers. You've got Mack, you've got Bosa, you've got a very talented front seven that's built to get after the quarterback. You've got Tua, who is absolutely outstanding when he has a clean pocket. When he doesn't have a clean pocket, his production, his efficiency, his turnover rate rises dramatically. This guy goes from an MVP candidate in terms of Tua to a guy who maybe shouldn't even be starting sometimes when he's under pressure. I think having Armstead out of the game at left tackle is absolutely massive for the Los Angeles Chargers. I think that's actually probably worth 7 to 10 points in the Chargers' favor. And when you've got Justin Herbert, you got Kellen Moore, you got Quentin Johnson, you got a powerful offense coming together, a lot of new additions for Los Angeles against the Dolphins defense. I think this definitely tilts the game for the Chargers' advantage, Miles. But what are your thoughts on this injury to Armstead and everything with this Chargers-Dolphins matchup?
Yeah, Nick, I think the three guys who are going to be the happiest about this will be Bosa, Mack, and Derwin James, who's also a very good pass rusher as well. I think they are going to feast during this game. A banged-up Dolphins offensive line is going to be very beneficial for the Chargers. I think this is going to be a absolute showing because they had all these pieces last year. Due to injury, the defense didn't really form to how it was supposed to be. I mean, J.C. Jackson was out at like the beginning of the season for them. So this defense is finally, everyone's back together. Everyone is pretty much healthy. So I think we're going to see a big performance out of them today. But on the offensive side of the ball, I think everyone looks good as well. I think this is a team that can feast upon the Dolphins' lack of DBs. Obviously, we know Jalen Ramsey is hurt, so that's going to be key for the Chargers as well. I think going into this matchup for the Chargers is going to be really interesting to see, and I want to know what exactly their game plan is going to be on defense, because if it was me, I would rush early and I would rush often, because you've got, like you said, they have two premier edge rushers in Mack and Bosa, and these guys can really capitalize on a banged up offensive line that they maybe, I'm sure they game planned for Armstead not playing, but it was a game time decision. It only happened just a few hours ago, late Friday. They made the decision, so who knows what is going to happen there. But I think this is a really good situation for the Chargers, and like you said, I think it's going to add a few extra points onto the scoreboard because of it.
Yeah, and you brought up a great point because you brought up Derwin James and potentially some other guys in a lot of different blitz packages. One of the things people don't forget is that when you have veteran offensive linemen in the game and you have a guy in left tackle who's obviously going up against a premier pass rusher, whether it's Boa or Mack, depending on the situation, a lot of times as an offensive coordinator, as a game planner, as a play caller, you can sit there and say, okay, we'll leave Armstead on an island and we'll be able to have running backs or other offensive linemen potentially to support and scan for blitzers from different blitz packages. When you have a backup left tackle in the game against an elite pass rusher, suddenly your running backs or suddenly additional offensive linemen have to, or tight ends in some cases, have to support that backup left tackle against that elite pass rusher. That opens up opportunities in the blitz game. If Staley wants to get creative, he'll have a million opportunities to do it, whether it's Derwin James, whether it's a linebacker, whether it's just a bunch of different stunts and games on the inside of the defensive line. The point is, having Armstead out of the game not only gives the Chargers a big matchup advantage, it will also force the Dolphins to give a lot of support to that backup left tackle, which will open up other opportunities for defensive players. We hear it all the time that the NFL is such a matchup game and that it really can come down to health and who wins one matchup or the other. This is the perfect example of this. When you have two quality football teams, two great young quarterbacks. Look, I'm going to be honest, I love Tua to death. I give the edge to Herbert. I think Tua is a fantastic quarterback. I love Justin Herbert a little bit more. I think he brings more to the table. But when you have two great young teams, two great young quarterbacks, missing your left tackle and giving that advantage to the Chargers defense, I think is a seismic shift. Right now, the Chargers are only listed as a 3-point favorite according to ESPN, and they're at home, so that basically means it's a toss-up game. But right now, I think the advantage is clearly in the Chargers' favor. So I'm looking at a potential double-digit victory. I wouldn't be surprised if this game is 31-17, 30-20 in the Chargers' favor. Miles, give me your prediction. What do you think the final score of this one's going to be?
Yeah, I think somewhere in that 30-point range for the Chargers will be good. I expect a long Quentin Johnston touchdown potentially. I'm thinking anywhere from, 31, 35, and I think they keep the Dolphins down in that, they are a high-powered offense. So let's say like 21, 35, 21, somewhere around there.